Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me today. I like to start by asking a simple question. Have you ever wished you could have a direct say in the laws that affect your life? In Arizona, citizens actually can, through two powerful tools called the initiative and referendum. These are just not political terms. They're part of what makes Arizona's democracy so unique. Unlike most states, Arizona gives its people the ability to create laws or to reject laws passed by the legislator. Today, I'll explain what initiatives and referendums are, how they work, how they're different, and why they're such an important part of our state's direct democracy. The initiative and referendum are central to Arizona's system of direct democracy. These processes give citizens the power to take part in lawmaking directly, not just through their elected representatives. They make sure that the government decisions reflect the will of the people. In Arizona, these rights are written into the state's constitution, showing how deeply they are valued as a part of our democracy. An initiative is when citizens create and propose a new law or change to the state constitution. If enough registered voters sign a petition supporting it, the measure is placed on the ballot for everyone to vote on during the next election. This process gives people the power to start laws themselves, even if lawmakers won't. A referendum, on the other hand, gives citizens the chance to vote on a law that has already been passed by the state legislator. If enough people disagree with the law, they can collect signatures to put that law on the ballot so voters can decide whether to keep or reject it. These two tools, initiative and referendum, are protected by Arizona's Constitution under Article 4, Part 1. The initiative process starts when citizens write a proposed law or amendment. After they create it, they file it with the Arizona Secretary of State to make sure it's formatted correctly. Then they start gathering signatures from registered voters. To qualify for a ballot, a statutory initiative needs signatures equal to 10% of the votes cast in the most recent governor's race. A constitutional amendment needs 15%. Once signatures are turned in, the Secretary of State checks them. If enough are valid, the proposals appear on the ballot for voters to approve or reject in the next election. The referendum process begins after the state legislature passes a new law. If citizens disagree with the law, they can file a petition to challenge it. They must collect signatures equal to 5% of the voters cast in the last governor's election. Once the petition is filed, the law is paused until voters have the final say at the next election. This process lets the public act as a check on government power. A real example of this was in 2018 when voters used a referendum to reject a law that would have expanded Arizona's school voucher program. While both processes involve collecting signatures and the public votes, they serve different purposes. Initiatives are used to create laws or constitutional changes, while referendums are used to reject or approve laws passed by lawmakers. Initiative requires more signatures because making a new law or constitutional change is a bigger step. For example, Proposition 207 in 2020 was an initiative that legalized recreational marijuana in Arizona. The 2018 school voucher vote was a referendum that stopped a new law. Both examples show how Arizonans use these tools to shape their state directly. There are many advantages to having initiative and referendum systems. They give citizens direct control over the government decisions and encourage people to get involved in politics. They also keep elected officials accountable since lawmakers know that voters can challenge their choices. However, there are also disadvantages. Some issues can be very complicated, and voters might not have enough information to fully understand them. Special interest groups with lots of money can influence initiative campaigns through advertising. Too many measures on the ballot can confuse or overwhelm voters. And once a constitutional amendment is passed, it's very hard to change later on. Even with their challenges, initiatives and referendums are vital to direct democracy in Arizona. The state constitution says that the legislative authority of the state shall be vested in the legislator, but the people reserve the power to propose laws and amendments and to approve or reject acts of the legislator. This means that Arizonans share the power with their government. They are not just governed, they help govern. These tools make sure that people's voice is always heard and that lawmakers stay connected to the public they serve. In conclusion, the initiative and referendum processes give Arizonans a strong voice in their government. They allow citizens to create or stop laws directly, keeping the government responsible to the will of the people. While the process can be complex and sometimes influenced by money or confusion, it remains one of the clearest examples of democracy in action. In Arizona, the power truly lies with the people, and that's what makes our state system, our direct democracy, so powerful and important. Thank you.